Create with Fran Sidney. Create the life you want. Hello everyone and welcome to Create. Today we have episode 54 and I'm also celebrating 1 full year of doing this podcast. So happy podcasting to myself and thank you for listening to me. By the way, if you have any questions or you would like me to answer something specific about a topic or you would like me to talk about a very specific topic, just let me know so we can tackle it. I have no problem with anything that you want to talk about as long as it has to do with mindfulness and of course with neuroscience and anything related to hypnosis, NLP that can help you to thrive with your busy life and work and relationships. So stay tuned and be free to click and share for any episodes that might help someone else as well. So today I would love to talk about how to build your confidence. Just 1 or 2 steps you can take once you got your job, or maybe if you have been in your job for a long while but you feel that your confidence is not up to scratch. This is assuming that you are good, you know what to do, you know your job, okay? But you're still thinking that during the meetings or when talking to your colleagues, when talking to your boss, you are not able, or maybe during a workshop, you're not able to assert yourself because you do not feel confident. And this is really eroding your self-confidence even more because you worry that you will be anxious in front of other people because they might perhaps advance their opinion and win over you because they're more assertive and more sure of what they are going to do and how they're going to do it. The interesting thing about lack of confidence is that sometimes you can be confident in one area and not confident in another, but sometimes our mind likes to generalize and losing confidence in one area might spill over to other areas. So we have to be making sure that we do not apply our limiting beliefs to all our life. Okay, so this is one important thing to take care of before you even move on to address your lack of confidence. Now I want you to do a little exercise and I want you to think about one specific time in the past, maybe a month ago, maybe 10 years ago, when you felt that you were really confident in one area of your life. Maybe you were good at cooking something or playing a sport. Maybe you succeeded to get the attention of a person you wanted to talk to, or maybe you presented an area of your work to somebody and you managed a nice contract. Who knows? Whatever there is, it's a period where you look back and you think, wow, I was really confident there. So fit this image into your mind, close your eyes, and think very specifically about that moment when you felt really great about your ability to succeed in a particular field. Now, as you go right back to that memory and you relived a special time, as if you had this special power, to travel back like Doctor Who, to float into this time capsule. How do you see yourself? Can you look at your body? How were you reacting to other people? What kind of thoughts were going around in your mind at the same time when you were having success? And especially I want you to think and ask yourself, what kind of words were you saying to yourself when you were having this success? How were others interacting to you? And did you feel confident only because you were in the situation, or was there something else? So what is the difference between that time when you were confident and today? Notice everything, how you felt, how you were breathing, how you were standing, where did you put your hands? Because everything we do with our body can tell people if we are confident or not, and can get a different result because people will just respect you if you come up with confidence, will just accept it. So, reflecting on this past experience, when you felt really great about yourself, what is something positive that you can learn about yourself What is something that is a good belief about yourself that you could bring now to the present and then project to the future? And the second small, simple thing that you can do to think about your confidence is to really, really look carefully at people who are confident, that you perceive as being confident. Maybe one of your colleagues, maybe somebody on television, maybe a person you met at a workshop. How do they stand? Where do they put their hands? Are they in the pocket? Or do they put them on their sides, near the hips? Where are they related to the table? And where are they looking? Are they looking up? Are they looking down? Do they look at people straight in their eyes? Now think about this person that have a lot of confidence. What do you think that they're saying to themselves while they are in meetings, in workshops, in presentations? What kind of words are they saying to themselves to be able to be so confident? Think about it and then imagine that it's possible to borrow some of these things that these confident people are doing. What can you borrow? Is it their smile? Is it the way they stand up? Is it the way they prepare so well and they go through something over and over until they know it? Then can you kind of make a little promise to yourself that just to get better results, you could just act as if you were totally confident? And even if you're not confident, but if you act like it, guess what's going to happen? Is your body takes the very strong, confident approach, and the hands, the face, the belly, they're all in a certain position, just like a confident person. You will actually feel better, you will breathe better, your anxiety will be lower because you're giving to the body a physical sign that you know what you're doing and you're going to do well. Isn't that interesting? It's very simple. You have to think very calmly. What can I do about this? Can I start with faking it? Can I start with standing as if I'm very confident? And then people will perceive me as confident and therefore will accept, they will respect what I say. Of course, I'm always making the assumption that all you're doing is good and you're perfectly prepared for your job, for your workshop, for your presentation. And now let's move on to your appearance. When you were looking back at a person that is very confident, what could you tell me? What can you tell yourself about the way this person was dressed? If you remember Cynthia Rowland, who was a founder and president of Regeneuve, I don't know how to pronounce it, she said that one of the best ways to become more confident is to look one's best. And I think it's worth realizing that if you are in an environment at work when everyone is dressed in a certain way, you can be much lower than that level, that standard, because you will be looking different and you will be lowering your confidence. So if everyone is wearing an amazing tailored suit, very nice, expensive shoes, and they have very, very good haircuts and polished hands and nail do, but if you go there and you're scruffy and you're dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, you're gonna feel different, you're gonna look different, and you're gonna act different. And just the way you groom yourself, if you are very unsure because you have a tooth missing or something wrong in your face, maybe a spot, or your hair is not done properly, and you're very aware, everything will affect it. Now, once you are well dressed, well prepared, and you have remembered how a successful person will act during a workshop, a meeting, etc., an interview, think a little bit more about how you are standing up normally. Look in the mirror. Because see, when you're feeling confident, you tend to stand upright. Your shoulders will be wide apart. You will be standing on both feet and not just kind of dangling from one to the other one. You won't be swinging your legs. You will be looking up, your chin will be up, and you won't be slouching, right? Your shoulders will be relaxed, your hands will be relaxed. So when you walk around, look at the way you keep your hands, where are you looking, what kind of steps are you making. Everything that you're doing makes a huge difference in your confidence level. And this is because research shows that whatever you do with your body has an impact on your feelings, and so has an impact on how you are feeling regarding yourself and your capacity to have success. Lastly, you want to consider if there is a little voice that is nagging you when you are trying to walk into a meeting and be assertive and sure of yourself. There are occasions when it is important to start paying attention to where those voices are coming from that we hear, this internal chattering that I mentioned before and I called the negative committee, remember? Let's say that you are about to walk to the boss and just tell him something that is important that you want him to pay attention to, because it's something that maybe is not going well, and you want not really to complain, but you want to see an improvement in that area, how life in the office or in your warehouse is going. And then there's a little voice that starts telling you, oh, don't do that, you can't do that, it's not going to listen. Whatever this voice is saying, can you just pay attention for 1 second and think, whose voice is this? Is that my own voice? Or is it the voice of somebody else? And then I want you to pay attention of the kind of tone that this voice has. Is it somebody else? Is it your mom or dad? Is it your teacher? Is it one of your colleagues? Is it the boss's voice? Whatever that is, that would be quite interesting to know, where does this voice come from? And of course it's coming from the past, something that's been said to you and it's there nagging you all the time. So I wanted to play with it a little bit, using a bit of an NLP. So if instead of this voice telling you, John, you just can't do that, you know it's not going to listen. What I want you to do is to really focus on the voice and try to move the voice around. Push it away, make it smaller. Imagine that the voice is like a little ball and you just project it far away. Make it so that it's lower and lower. See how you can do that with your mind. This sounds like not very good, but actually it does work, because as the voice is whispering to your ears all the time inside yourself, if you push it far away, a whispering voice cannot be heard very loudly because it's too far away. So if you get used to every time you have this nagging voice, crippling on confidence, and you just push it away, you make it smaller and smaller and smaller. That actually has an effect on your brain, because your brain has neuroplasticity. It changes depending on what you're thinking. Isn't that amazing? Now, Richard Bandler, who was one of the creators of NLP, said that the easier you can make it inside your head, the easier it will make things outside your head. So if your head cannot believe that something is possible, the reality cannot happen, because you don't believe that this possibility is available to you. Therefore, change that voice that is telling you that this good thing cannot happen to you, that promotion cannot happen, that weekend off work cannot happen. Change the voice. Make it sound like Donald Duck, or like a quacking little duck on the road. Make it sound like a barking dog, like something from Benny Hill or from Michael McIntyre. Now listen to the voice again, telling you with a fun little accent that you can't do. You can't do what you want, you cannot shine, you cannot have less problems at work, because whatever you say, you're not going to be listened to. If you change the tone of a voice, you will realize that you're laughing when you hear it. And so you're not giving it any respect or any attention. And so what you can do with a nagging voice, you can change it, you can chase it away, and then you can replace it with something else. And what could it be? It could be something positive. Somebody maybe told you in the past something supportive, like you can do this, and you can play that over and over. And another thing you can do is every time this voice comes to you, you immediately replace it with a different sentence and a different voice that tells you something opposite, something positive, something that you really want. And if you do that all the time, eventually you are literally rewriting the neurons in your brain and achieving a higher confidence. Of course, this doesn't cover every single thing you can do to improve at work. This is just a little snippet, but I think that's enough. It's a good beginning to look at what things you can change at work. Start today listening to what you are thinking about when you think about starting something new, a new project, something maybe a little bit risky. It might go wrong, but you have the skills to do it, and you don't have the courage to talk to your colleagues, talk to your boss. Or maybe something else, you want to take time off and you can never do it because it looks like everything is given to you, all the work is given to you, but other people are doing very little. So whatever the problem is, think about why you have a problem, what you can do to change it, and how you can change your confidence when you're talking about it in an assertive way, knowing, walking into the room, knowing, okay, now I'm gonna solve a problem. The boss, the colleague, I'm gonna do what I'm suggesting because this is right. If you walk in knowing that this is changing, you will have a different posture, a different voice, a different everything about you will just shine confidence. So let me know how it works, and of course if you want to share these episodes with anyone else, please feel free to do so. Click like and share, write reviews so we can help more people to be a little bit more happy and confident and be more aware of what goes on in our mind. Sometimes it's a little bit fun, right? So thank you very much for being with me today, and I hope that we can catch up together next week. Have a great time, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. You've listened to Create with Fran Sidney.